Today's news. Arrests and pressures on oppositionists going on. Opposition chairman and APFP chairman testify in chief police office. International community concerned over arrests ahead of planned April 2nd protests. Ainullah Fatullayev moved to shared cell. What kind of social and cultural model does Azerbaijan need? Fraud victim holds press conference. Today, a group of pro-government protesters held a protest meeting before the house of Azerbaijan Popular Front Party chairman Ali Karimli. A similar action was held yesterday as well. The police did not interfere with the action. Further, the arrests of the persons related to the planned April 2nd protests are continuing. Media Forum reports that Azerbaijan Democratic Party Youth Committee deputy head Kamal Husseinov and his brother, ADP Nizami Branch Youth Committee deputy head Orhan Husseinov, were taken from their home to an unknown location. Their whereabouts is not known. Classic Popular Front Party Yevlak region branch member Khanlar Lachinov was sentenced to 7 days of detention. Arrests of activists kicked off on March 29th due to the planned April 2nd protests. Musavat Party head Isa Gamber and Azerbaijan Popular Front Party chairman Ali Karimli testified today at the Baku City Chief Police Office. After Karimli's testimony, Karimli told Objective TV that he met with the Baku police head Rafiq Abbasov and prosecutor Aziz Seyedov. Karimli said that they were made an offer to hold protests in the site offered by the Baku City Executive Power. Karimli noted that the public chamber has decided to hold the protest action at 2 p.m. in Fountain Square. Later, Musavat Party head Isa Gamber testified. After testifying, Gamber gave an interview to the media representatives. He told Objective TV that the Baku police chief and Baku city prosecutor, as well as several officials, attended the conversation. They talked about tomorrow's protests, and the officials said that the protest should be held where the Baku City Executive Power offered. Besides the opposition leaders, the public committee members, Tofig Yagublu, Fikrat Jafarla, and Ali Orujova, were in the Baku City Police Office. Yagublu told Objective TV. Yagublu said that they were received by the Deputy Baku Police Chief Yashar Aliyev and Deputy Police Prosecutor Pana Abbasov. Officials from the law enforcement bodies called on us not to hold the April 2nd action, which was not allowed to be conducted by the Baku City Executive Power. They told us that a criminal case will be opened against people who organized an action. The U.S. Embassy to Azerbaijan also expressed concern over the detention of activists, reported Radio Liberty. Embassy spokesman Keith Bean told Radio Liberty that the week's arrests seemed to be systematic and deliberate, aimed at preventing them from participating in the planned protests today and tomorrow, and to warn others to stay away. We call on the Azerbaijani government to respect the fundamental freedoms which underpin sustainable stability, he declared. Moreover, the Azerbaijani authorities must end their clampdown on freedom of expression, Amnesty International said today, after 11 more political activists were arrested ahead of Saturday's planned protest. The Azerbaijani government's preemptive crackdown on those seeking reform has been wide-reaching and ruthless, said Can Dakhulsin, deputy director for Amnesty International's Europe and Central Asia program. As the environment inside Azerbaijan becomes more hostile towards the dissenting opinion, new cases of harassment of Azerbaijani journalists and activists have sent chilling messages to those seeking to exercise their right to freedom of expression. 11 activists were detained yesterday, ahead of Saturday's Facebook-organized protest, and government supporters held a rally outside the home of opposition leader Ali Karimli, during which they shouted slogans accusing him of being a traitor and a homosexual. Police stood by and watched. The latest wave of arrests echoes the preemptive methods authorities used to suppress protests on 11th and 12th of March, when several youth activists who announced the protests on the internet were arrested on questionable charges and convicted in trials that reportedly failed to meet international standards. The increase in the number of incidents of harassment and violence against activists and journalists in Azerbaijan is deeply concerning. The trend appears to illustrate the determination of the authorities to stamp out any forms of dissent, said Dalhousen.
Yesterday, Ainullah Fatullayev was moved from his single prison cell to a shared one with other prisoners, reported his lawyer Anal Gazimov to Objective TV. Fatullayev was not forced to leave his single cell, which he had requested on the grounds of personal safety, but I think his life remains in danger. This is why he has appealed to the Ministry of Justice for a helmet and bulletproof vest, said Gazimov, who also noted that on May 6th, Ainullah will have served 1/3 of his total sentence. If he has still not been released, despite the European Court of Human Rights ruling back in October, they will appeal for the remaining time to be replaced with an alternative type of punishment.
Today, the National and International Research Center held a press conference on National Identity and Policy, the Dilemmas of Azeri and Turkish Modern States. Director Leyla Aliyev noted that there is a significant connection between national identity and policy. Historian Jamil Hassanleh spoke about the formation of the Azerbaijani state and political identity during the 19th and 20th centuries. It was at this time that the transition from Islamic affiliation to Azerbaijan-Turkish community identity began to develop. Ankara University professor Ulian Uzgel said that the secular Turkish state created by Ataturk satisfied the hopes of Turkish intellectuals who supported Western modernism and rationalism. With regard to the situation in modern Azerbaijan, philosopher Ali Abbasov argued that the current oil strategy has prevented the powers external to Azerbaijan from being interested in development of the national identity.
When my mother and I tried to purchase an apartment in 2007, things went badly wrong and we became victims of fraud. Real estate agent Malik Mamedov took $42,000 from us, but we never got our apartment. Although the court declared Mamedov guilty of fraud, we never got our money back either, and we were classified as debtors. According to the court, Mamedov was unable to pay compensation, though there have been since various reports of his work in the construction industry. In addition, court executor Rasul Yusubov took my flatmate son and I to Sabile District Court, despite him being ill, and obliged him to write a statement of explanation, she reported. Jamila Samadova, head of the Women's Rights Society, said that executors are dependent on the court and prosecutor's office. She declared that they would be taking the court case to the European Court. The Supreme Court has rejected their appeal.